nice and close.
Oh, that's real close. That's yeah, I don't even like seeing myself close.
It's uncomfortable. Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Scottsdale.
It is. It actually is. I think it's like 70 degrees outside.
Oh,
this
it's
early.
perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
To leave the house in shorts and like a light sweatshirt and not feel freezing is a really good thing.
These people that are like not in nice weather are like, fuck you.
Sorry, guys. This is like prime time. It's going to be brutal here in a month when you see these. We're going to be just like dripping with sweat more than we are right now.
I enjoy it though. I enjoy that weather.
The Phoenix summer.
Yeah.
We haven't trained here in this location in summer, so it'll be curious to see.
Better than last year. We were all home training outside.
True. That was
in our backyards and patios.
A rough summer.
COVID summer.
COVID summer.
Back in my day, we used to have to train in the 120 degree heat outside, and there was a pandemic.
You know you're committed to fitness when, even though the barbell is burning the skin off your hand because it's so hot outside, you still pick that thing up.
I did like a pre-workout hose down when I would like, cause I don't know why I was doing this, just stupid, but I was training at like 2 or 3.
Stupid idea.
Yeah. I think we just had a lot going on in the mornings.
I remember you saying that you enjoyed it, like you justified it.
Yeah, it was like, I held on to that as long as I can. Everyone's like, I like made it a thing. It started to suck, like July hit, and I was like, shit, I already justified it. I said I'd enjoyed it, so I can't change it now. So I stuck with it. So it's for the people though, you know?
For the people. I remember covering my barbell with a towel in between sets so it wasn't in the direct sunlight.
Yeah.
But today we did something way more fun. Oh. Communication. Well, I didn't read that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
No. Drop the comment again if we can help. Today's workout was a 30-minute AMRAP, alternating AMRAP.
Yes, alternating AMRAP. It's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been done before, but we just coined it alternating AMRAP.
Thanks, Walker.
I appreciate that, man. So we went, let me try this. I don't even remember the workout, but it's person 1 performed 500-meter Bike Erg, 10 5 strict dips, and 6 alternating dumbbell squat cleans.
Yes.
What did you use?
30 pounds.
30, 50.
Yeah.
So we did that for 5 minutes. So I started there, did that for 5 minutes. Georgia did 5 minutes of
250-meter ski. Sorry guys, there's a plane going over. If you can hear that, someone's jetting off on a tropical vacation. 250-meter ski, 10 box jump step downs, 24-20, and then 6 alternating single arm devil's press, 50-35.
Yeah, 30.
That was it. 50-30, sorry.
I was like, did you have 2 dumbbells?
No, same dumbbell. I'm just so used to 50-35.
Oh, yeah.
But I chickened out and went 30.
No, you made it right for you. Individual ID.
That's what we do here.
Yeah, so we went alternating AMRAP. We set this thing up. We actually wanted to go for 40. At first, we set it up for 40 minutes. So I think we got like through the warm up, like we just felt the weights and stuff. And I was like, let's go for 30, just because that devil's press, and we'll talk about it in a second, but that thing was pretty brutal, mixed with the Ski Erg and box jump.
Yeah, I started on the ski, and that 5-minute pace was much tougher for me than the 5 minutes on the bike dip squat clean. And I mean, the ski was fine, but that box jump, I felt like I was on there for forever.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like a lot of time. And then going on to the devil's press as well, it was a lot of time. It's a huge global movement going all the way from the ground to taking that thing up overhead. And that much of like head up here, head down here, just jacks my heart rate so much.
It's a good point. You mentioned that, Georgia mentioned that right after. Anytime we have that much of a change in elevation, especially across 3 movements, your heart rate, anyone's heart rate is going to increase dramatically. And just because we're in the week, right? Like when you see athletes going through 21.2 right now, and that's what's really jacking them up is the elevation changes. And it's so hard to keep the heart rate nice and controlled. It's so hard to shunt blood out to the arms and legs, just because of the elevation changes. And that's because blood pressure changes, increases, and it's just harder to shuttle, right? So with the ski, where it was pretty, we're pretty up and down on the Ski Erg, and then going to the box jump step down, same deal. and then it just exacerbated it with the single arm devil's press, right? Where we're in the burpee position, then we're coming up, and then we're essentially doing a hang dumbbell snatch, and then we have to control that thing back down to the ground. So you can just kind of imagine what's happening if as you're trying to like control breathing and stuff, like you just can't do it because of the elevation changes.
Yeah, I found controlling that thing back down to put it in the good right place for me to go to a burpee and not like have my arm out here to be the most challenging part of that movement.
Yeah.
I don't have that much exposure to them. I do remember the last time I did a devil's press. It was probably 9 months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun movement. Yeah, it's interesting. It's fun to try to navigate how to make that thing sustainable. Like you're saying, like I don't do a ton of those either. So navigating how to make those sustainable is always fun. You just try to figure out like little ways of like, okay, I have a lot of tension when I bring it down and then swing it down to the ground versus going straight down to the ground, but then you lose some because that single motion bringing it down straight to the ground, you don't have an opportunity to take a breath here. So it's like a little bit of a give and take, and it's just fun kind of navigating all movements and trying to figure out how to make those movements sustainable.
Definitely. On the box jump, I was thinking about the cue you gave me in the gym the other day of actually flexing and extending my hips, which helped. I do feel like I've been able to land softer and put less effort into it.
Yeah.
Actually bending my hips at the bottom to go into a jump, which is probably how someone should jump, right?
Yeah. But it's funny because you would have probably never noticed that if someone didn't point it out to you, right? Because it just felt natural to you.
Yeah, you don't notice that stuff on yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, that, part two, or part one for you, part two it was challenging. It was much more challenging than the first part for me. So on that, I averaged so we went 5-minute AMRAPs across. I averaged 2 plus 150 meters on the ski.
Yep.
What did you average per 2?
2 rounds exactly.
Awesome.
Across all 3 rounds. Quick note, do you know where the devil's press came from? Like where that first arose?
Yeah, so the devil's press first arose in, Wadapalooza made it popular in I think it was 2018, but it was first used in Dubai.
Got it.
Dubai used it first.
Got it.
Yep.
I've always wondered that. And just not
Fact check me, but I'm pretty sure Dubai, those guys used it first. They first used the devil's press, and then Wadapalooza used it in their qualifier, and everyone was like, oh my God, mind blown, new movement. But that was already exposed prior.
Credit to Dubai.
But yeah, they used double. I actually thought, so I did a bunch of like dumbbell variations last year, just because like we were out of the gym and I had some dumbbells and I had to vary it up for myself, and I started doing single arm devil's presses, and I thought I hadn't seen that before.
Did you create
I don't think
devil's press?
No, I don't think I did. I really don't think I did, but in my brain I did because I hadn't seen it before, and I was like, oh, let me just do a single arm. Have you seen it before then?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've only done them double.
Yeah.
I've only seen them as double.
Fuck it, I created it. Yeah, just
that creator of the single arm devil's press.
Yeah, we could do we could do one of those things where people name exercises after themselves.
The hard wick.
It's like the wick press, the hard press. That's the hard press, guys.
There you go, guys.
Hashtag. But no, actually, don't name an exercise after me. That's stupid.
No.
Only Arnold can do that.
Yes.
An Arnold press.
Yeah. Love an Arnold press.
Yeah.
Prescribed some this morning, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only, that and the Penlay row. Yeah, I think those are the only exercises where I'm like, okay, I'll give it to those guys. Like, they're the dudes there.
Yeah. What about a Yates row? Or do you just call that a supinated barbell row?
Yeah, I call it supinated. Yeah. Not because I'm like I hate Dorian Yates or something. Not that. I just
Don't use the name.
Yeah, I just use a supinated.
That's fair.
Supinated barbell row, and that's what we use in our exercise library.
It is what we use in our
supinated.
exercise library. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
So anyway, back to workout number 1, or part 1 for me.
Yes.
We went 500-meter Bike Erg, 10 5 strict dips on the Matador, and 6 alternating. Yep. Dumbbell squat cleans. Yep.
Yeah.
From the ground.
From the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
a good one.
It was.
Yeah, the flow was nice. I mentioned this to you. The only issue I had there, the only part that really jacked up my heart rate was the 10 strict dips. So I got past 8, and then that's when I was like, oh, this is a lot of tension, after I came back the second and third round. So outside of that, it felt really good relative to how part 2 for me felt.
Yeah, I mean, I popped off at 5, and that felt perfect. Like maybe I could have done that 6 that I mentioned when we were designing this, but 5 felt really nice.
Yeah.
If I'd stayed on for longer, I think it would have been too much tension for me, and my heart rate would have been jacked going into the squat clean, which felt good. Felt so easy and fast compared to the devil's press.
Yeah.
And then I love the bike. I love the Bike Erg.
Yeah, the Bike Erg is a good piece of equipment. It's funny because Janice, my wife, she's allergic to aerobic work. She hates like aerobic implements. She likes like body weight stuff and like walks and hiking, but when it comes to like getting on an assault bike or a rower, she's like, oh my, but she got on the Bike Erg and she's just like, this is my favorite piece of equipment ever. And she went to a cycling class yesterday for the first time with Maddie. Yeah. And she's just like, cause she was like, oh, maybe I want a Peloton or something like that. She's like, those are stupid. I do not want a bike. I want a Bike Erg. So I've been looking for one for like 2 months. If you guys know of where I can get a Bike Erg in Phoenix or Scottsdale, let me know. I'll pay like double to get that thing. I can't find a Bike Erg anywhere.
Yeah, if you're selling a Bike Erg,
right here,
hit him up.
Hit it over to
Message him on Instagram.
Yeah, or just, comment here. Maybe we can work something out.
Maybe.
But that was a good one. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I enjoyed that a lot. 30 minutes, steady pace for both of us throughout. I don't think we hit scores on the bike piece, but I did 2 rounds and the bike. Every time I snuck in 3 dips on the last round and kind of hit it a little harder on that last bike, as you do.
I went 3 on the 3 rounds even on the first set.
Yep.
And then the second and third both, I went 2 rounds. Then I made it, almost finished the dumbbells. So I went like 3 to 4 reps on the dumbbells each time.
And again, intention here was like nice fast turnover in exercises. So if you're prescribing it for yourself, pick loads, pick exercises that allow you to do that. Yeah,
for a lot of people, the exercise selection here is probably too complex. It was almost too complex for us even, right?
Yeah, especially
the doubles press. It was just tough to make that sustainable, and we made it sustainable, but it was like RPE went up to make it sustainable.
Definitely.
Like we would be lying for like, nope, we were at like a 6 the entire time.
Yeah.
So yeah, RPE went up a little bit on that, and if we're looking at, because that was a 30-minute piece, if we're looking at this principle-wise, we should have been able to do that for 2 hours. And I wouldn't have been able to do that for 2 hours. I think I could have done the Bike Erg. I could have gone at that pace for a very long time. So if it was that hour pace on the Bike Erg piece, I could have held that for an hour easily. But on the second piece, on your first piece, I wouldn't have been able to hold that for 2 hours. So if we redid that and we're like, okay, intentions have to be correct, 2-hour pace, we probably would have lightened the load on the devil's press, or just completely changed the exercise altogether and put in like or change the box jump going into the devil's press, because they're so combative, those movements. So maybe it would have been like 30 double unders instead of the 10 box jumps or something like that, and that would have made it a little more sustainable. So yeah, that's a good note to end on. It's not just about like hanging on and getting the same score every time. It is about, like you said, RPE, or rate of perceived exertion, and making sure you're able to keep that fairly consistent too. I know that's a conversation I've had with clients who are like, yeah, but I got 15 calories every time. But the last effort was like a slug and they couldn't get up off the floor at the end. Yeah, some good questions to ask your clients. When they think they were sustainable and you didn't think they were, or when they ask like, what are some ideas around understanding what is sustainable versus not, is like, they finish a 15-minute piece and they make everything sustainable within it. Ask them like, okay, if you were just like, go take a pee, grab a water, come back 5 minutes later, would you be able to have the same exact power output again, and then do it again, and then do it again, right? Because that's times 4. And most likely they would say, if they were kind of like on the border, they would say probably not, right? Even if it's not breathing, and if it was something more mechanical in the exercise selection, that's still not sustainable. That's why the exercise selection and figuring out what fits inside of that piece is so important. It's not just about like, well, I feel like my lungs could handle it. It's like, well, could your triceps handle it on that Ski Erg and doubles press combo for 4 times that amount of work? And a lot of the time people are like, nah, probably not. Yeah. All right, guys, keep your efforts sustainable. Do it. See ya.